So if you look at it, as I said earlier on, when I said earlier on that there's your truss. So this is called your span. From that side to the side is called your span. Okay? And this here is called the rafter. And that from there to there is your rafter length. Okay? So if I say that this is actually your roof truss, that's what it looks like. In some cases, they will bolt struts like that into the roof. Why do they do that? They do it like that so that it's got more strength on the roof. Okay? So in most cases, as I said earlier on, so your rafter is like that, and in most cases, your rafter is 140 by 35. What did I say the section is called down here? It's called the eaves. So, gentlemen, I can explain to you, but you have to remember things like Eve, Adam and Eve, eaves. Okay? So this is called the eaves down here. And this here, what is this section called? It's called a fascia. F-A-C-I-A. So on the fascia, what do? They put a gutter onto it. So everything on the roof is there for a reason. This is the fascia. Okay? And on the fascia, they put a gutter. What is this called here, as I said earlier? It's called the rafter. Okay? Now, what is this section called down here? This one here. The one that runs right through. It's called the ridge. You've got to remember that. So in future, what I want you to do when you come to a class like this is come with a notebook. We'll help you. At my age, I still have to write things down. So don't worry. It is still in the beginning stages of your life, in your career. But as I said, write things down. You're not going to remember everything. Okay. So, my suggestion would be to follow as much as you can when you do all your sections on setting out roofs, is to follow what they call the guidelines. Okay, guidelines is very important. Australian guidelines to build roofs is very strict. Okay, so we're looking down on the roof. We're looking down on the roof from here. Each one of these rafters or the roof trusses is set in a certain way. On a frame for a house, what is the centers for the frames? What do they expect? What is the distance between this frame or the center marks for each frame? What is the Australian rules for that? That's it. It's got to be 450. So every distance center is 450. Today they get away with 600. But on the roof, the centers or the guidelines at the moment is 600. But nowadays they do 800 because they can get away with 800. But the distance between every rafter or the centers for every rafter is 600. But back in the days, it used to be 350, to be honest with you. They're getting away with it because they save money.
What was the change?
Because that's how they save money. Because they're complaining we're cutting down too many trees. So imagine on a house, they're saving perhaps 10 rafters and they're saving perhaps $2,000. That is why the industry is struggling. Because very soon, there's some chippies who want to go for a meter. And guess what? Imagine how dangerous it's going to become. So my suggestion to you as an upcoming apprentice carpenter, stick to the basics. Build a house with 600 centers of roof trusses. So when I say roof trusses, it's got to be 600 centers. That's what I will work with. That's at the moment still acceptable. But very soon they are pushing that goes away too. Okay? My suggestion is stick to the basics, unless your boss on site tells you differently. I'm not going to say it must be like that, but that's just how the industry is going to change. Okay? So they call it common rafters. All a common rafter is this. These are all common rafters. When they are full like that, they are called common. Okay? Again, if you're not going to write it down, you're never going to know. Okay, but that's okay. So, gentlemen, I think that concludes my session for the day. I hope you learned all about terminologies and what it is to build a roof. I wish you all the best in the future. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I will try and come around at some point in time again to help George when he's actually going to start building the roofs again. I'll be here next week again.
Yeah.
Okay? So when are you guys back here? Next Monday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Are you here Thursdays and Fridays?
No, just Wednesday.
So I might come back next Wednesday again. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.